Imagine with me for a moment what could be. Imagine a world where men lead in their marriages, where men lead in raising their children, where men lead in protecting those who are weak and oppressed. It is the most important journey you could possibly be on.
Is there anything this world needs more than a bold movement of men to step up and be men?
When you look across our own lives, we can see that there's a deficit there. And there's a great need for men to rise up and be the men they've been called to be.
We're just not going to pull that out of the air. We're going to look at our model and the 33 years that Jesus lived on this earth. Men who don't transition well into middle adulthood, they usually fall to the major danger.
You find yourself in between a rock and a hard place. If you let this happen, you'll find yourself in manhood hell.
There's a lot that you can give a son, but the greatest gift you can give him is the example of integrity and a great name. That's a legacy.
Thine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
So you're not talking complex ethics here, right? Don't touch that tree. That's not hard.
You see, manhood is imprinted.
If you get the young men, you win the war. You get the families, the women, the children, the money, the business, you get everything.
Imagine a world where men dominate areas of eternal significance.
To be a real man, you gotta look back. You've got to figure out what has shaped you and decide what needs to be held on to, what needs to be let go of, and what needs to be faced and reconciled. Do you know why you are the way you are? Why you do the things you do? Have you ever explained you to you?
The challenge of life sometimes is that it's easy for a man to go through life without beginning to look at all these connections, all of these relationships.
We speak directly into how to deal with issues with dad, how to deal with issues for mom.
It frightened me a little bit to look back and deal with some of those hurtful moments. But I realized I had to because it was affecting who I am today. None of us were raised by a perfect father. Everything that's killing you is in the chest of every man you know.
We're talking about character shaping, burden sharing relationships. You can't make the journey to authentic manhood alone.
Every man has a story. Every guy has been shaped by the key moments in his life.
I'm doing the best I can. Can't you get off my back?
Dear son, I'm sorry.
It's an amazing woman.
Who does that to a family?
Talked about how I felt when he left me.
There are individuals out there who want to walk with you through things and who want to talk with you. The good and the bad and the ugly that we all have and how we kind of become a man.
There's no way they could have me because I didn't have me.
To worship idols and fall for the traps they produce is to ignore the living waters God offers.
Guys, it's so easy to let a deep need for control manifest itself into the jagged edge of fear. And until you genuinely believe that He's the more satisfying fulfillment, you're always having to try and hold yourself back from things you think are going to bring you happiness.
We're going to confront the issue of sexual temptation. Exposing our brain to pornography is like exposing gasoline to a spark.
Following Jesus is a life of truth, passion, and purpose.
Idolatry takes us down a road that just leads to dead ends. Solomon tried it all.
An idol is dead. It doesn't live. An idol takes, it never gives.
Money is our God. Money is our fear. Money is the thing that controls us.
One of the great dangers of idolatry is what it costs you.
When you go against the plan of God in anything, you cannot win.
We must battle well. His word is the key to the battle.
Work is not a curse that God intended as some kind of punishment for Adam's sin.
It is a gift that was designed to be a part of every man's story.
Don't miss the importance of the gospel in your work.
Perhaps you have a vision for a new idea at work, or how you could do your work better, or apply your talents differently, or maybe even do a different job.
When our work doesn't meet our expectations, we can easily give in to disappointment, bitterness, and cynicism. Materialism won't satisfy.
But when a man embraces these essentials, it will provide him with more opportunities, broader influence, and greater success in the workplace.
We've given you a biblical blueprint of work, a gospel-centered vision of work. They give with no strings attached for the sole purpose of giving life to others.
My life, my marriage, my family, I lost everything.
I love money. I worship money.
The great danger happens when you put work at the center of your life.
Because the real satisfaction is in imaging with the Creator.
Work is too big. It's too important a part of life to settle.